Greetings and a very warm welcome to Kashmir University's weekly video magazine Quest. I'm your host Muhammad Fahimul Islam, and today we bring to you a special episode on the latest developments in the e-form of education. Dear viewers, e-education and e-learning are synonymous. This is essentially the computer and network-enabled transfer of skills and knowledge. E-learning applications and processes include web-based learning, computer-based learning, virtual education opportunities, and digital collaborations. Realizing the importance and ever-growing reach of the World Wide Web, CEC, that is Consortium for Educational Communication, initiated the development of e-contents. It is a digital content transmitted over the computer networks. The programs produced are being transformed into digital content in varied subject categories. This content is then made accessible to a vast number of students and academic faculty, overcoming the geographical barriers of time and space.
We experience disparity in terms of access to quality education. Historically, the best institutions, the best teachers, and the best libraries are located in metropolitan cities or in the bigger cities, whereas most of India, around 80%, lives in the villages and the semi-urban areas. These areas do not have good institutions, they don't have good teachers available. As a result, students who are studying in institutions which are located in far-flung areas are put to a disadvantage. The idea of e-content development is to make the best teachers available to the students irrespective of their geographical location. This time we need multiple teachers for a single subject. And all these specialties are not available everywhere. So we need to pool our resources, identify the best teachers in all specializations, package them in the form of ETV programs and e-contents, and make them available through the available means of transmission, be that television or be that the internet or ICT that is proliferating in the country. And that gives us an advantage, and that gives us an opportunity to make best teachers available to students irrespective of their location.
The content and unique learning object repositories are a step towards achieving the goal of providing higher education with equity and quality. Dear viewers, for the past 4 years, Educational Multimedia Research Center has been producing e-contents in various subjects. EMMRC became one of the first media centers among 22 centers in India to complete the undergraduate botany syllabus. The same was put on the Sakshat portal for the public viewing. Now the center has also been assigned to make e-content modules in other subjects.
EMRC Srinagar has completed the botany course, undergraduate course on botany, and right now we are engaged in developing e-content in law, in food technology, in Urdu, and recently we have been given one more subject, BSc in Biomedical Sciences. So these are the 4 new subjects that we are engaged in. Likewise, there are many other media centers in the country, as I said, 22 media centers. They have been also allotted some subjects, and they are also working in their areas and trying to develop e-content.
E-content comes under the National Mission on Education through Information Communication Technology and is a project of Ministry of Human Resources Development. It came into existence in 2009. E-content provides an opportunity for all the teachers and experts to pool their collective wisdom for the benefit of every learner. E-content also reduces the digital divide.
The idea is that a teacher is to be liberated from his classroom. He should not remain confined to the 40 students or the 60 students in his classroom. The best teacher should be made available to students across the country, irrespective of their location. And the slogan of this media center, EMRC Srinagar, is that we have decided to liberate education from the confines of the classroom so that we can reach the most disadvantaged student wherever they are. Because see, fortunately what's happening right now is that the proliferation of the technology is very fast. I mean, I always say this, that there are villages in Kashmir where people don't have electricity but they have smartphones. And this information is available on their smartphones also. So why should not we take the advantage of the proliferation of the ICT and make the best teachers available to students in distant areas, in far-flung areas of the country. And this time there are 8 or 9 subjects which are available on the Sakshat portal, and I want students to please go to Sakshat portal and make use of this e-content for their growth. They will not feel the absence of the teachers. At least they will have some content, some authentic content available to them, which will help in their understanding of the subjects.
Under this mission, a proper balance between content generation and research in critical areas of integrating knowledge with the advancements in other countries is to be attempted.
After the teacher is being allotted the topic, then he works on it and he provides the complete text, detailed text of the topic. Besides that, he also gives the summary of the topic. Then he gives FAQs, MCQs, it has references, it has links. Then you have a blog also available. Besides that, the teacher, he comes to the EMRC studio and delivers a lecture on the topic. And that lecture is enriched with graphics, animations, live videos, and text also. And that video is a complete 30-minute or less than 30 minutes that goes on air on the Vyas channel of UGC Higher Education Channel. But that video is also divided into sub-segments, which becomes the module of that particular topic. And then we upload all this material on the Sakshat portal, and student can download it. If he is interested in only downloading the text, he can download the text. If he wants to put himself to test, so quiz is available to him. Then one more facility, we keep the email ID and telephone number of the content expert available there, and if he has some doubts, he can reach to the teacher and ask some questions and queries.
CEC, as an active partner, is engaged in generation of e-content courseware for undergraduate subjects under the planned project of NME ICT of MHRD. A team of professional experts makes e-contents, and they take utmost care in order the quality is high standard and the content is previewed and approved before being made available for general public. Care is also taken about the accuracy of the content that's being developed. The coordinator of the subject first vets the contents made by the scholars or the faculty. After his approval, e-content is recorded.
You see, e-content development is a relatively new phenomenon in India. There are issues concerning the quality. Nonetheless, what is being done this time is that the best teachers, the experienced teachers, the teachers who have demonstrated their ability in the classroom in the universities are identified. They write the content, then the same content is being vetted by another senior professor in the same subject. After the program is made, it is peer reviewed by some 2 or 3 more teachers at regional level. Then another review takes place at the national level. So by the time it reaches a student, the content has already undergone a process of the quality check. And by and large, this content can be considered as authentic. It can be considered a reliable source of information by the students, as is not the case with the internet. There is a process involved in selection of the teachers. We also take into account, when the teacher is selected, what is his experience of teaching the subject, whether he has the expertise of writing. And in fact, in the orientation program itself, we offer them that who is the best among them, who can do it. And then it is the coordinator who finally selects an expert, and the content is written, it is vetted, it is peer reviewed, and then only it is packaged in the form of e-content.
This e-content course is targeted towards those students who are unable to learn through regular stream of education.
Here I want to emphasize that some people do say that when everything is available on the internet, why should we have e-content development by the media centers or by the MHRD or by the UGC? What we need to understand is that internet is a free media. Anybody can write anything and put in the net. The good student will always know what is the good content and what is the bad content. But our idea is to reach to the average students. Our idea is to reach the students who cannot differentiate between the good content and the bad content.
The course materials will be of much use to the self-employed persons who prepare for civil services and competitive examinations. The final product is then placed online where students can access it easily. They can download not only the video but also contents like text, FAQs, etc. as well.
For the information of the students, I want to share that they should take the full advantage of the e-content that is available on the Sakshat portal, and it is free of charges. There are no charges whatsoever hidden or this, except that you should have a functional internet connection at your home. And if you don't have it at your home, you can access the internet in your college or in your university. And if you don't have these facilities at the university, I will go a step further to request your principals or request your teachers in your institutions that you should have a functional computer lab with internet facilities so that you can take advantage of the Sakshat portal and other platforms where the e-content is available.
It has one good thing than classroom teaching. In classroom teaching, teacher simply delivers the lecture and then student has to make his notes himself. But here, besides a lecture available on the Sakshat portal, he has the additional material if he wants to download the notes, so he can prepare. It is sort of a package, complete package, so that e-resources and e-education, we say, it has added a beauty to it, and it is the future for the education.
To popularize e-content among these students, EMMRC also conducts many orientation programs across the valley.
The orientation courses are basically to sensitize people, one, to understand technology, and second, to realize the importance of technology in higher education, and third is to take the best advantage of technology. There are many people who are technophobic. They feel that technology is waste of time, and we don't allow even our kids to make use of internet. We say they are wasting a lot of time. Every technology, be that electricity, be that the aeroplanes, or be that trains, be that automobiles, or be that the internet, they come with with a baggage. There are advantages and disadvantages both. It depends on the end user how you want to make use of the technology. And if we make the use of technology for education, I think the technology can become a level playing field between East and the West, and the students will have access to the best teachers and the best content available.
EMMRC team traveled to many far-flung areas of the valley to orient students, teachers and scholars about the usefulness of it.
This workshop was very informative, and I believe you'll do more workshops like this in future also. And we look forward to having more interactions with you and learning more about e-learning.
I think the participants, whoever are present here, everybody have liked it a lot, and yeah, indeed it was really very informative.
This orientation program is very informative. I mean, this brings changes in our students. It will definitely give lots of information, and we will go through it and will do our best.
आज जो यहाँ पे ओरिएंटेशन प्रोग्राम 1 डे का था, ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा यूज़फुल है हमारे लिए. आज हमें पता चला कि टेक्नोलॉजी का सही यूज़ किस तरीके से और कैसे करना है, और ये हर एक स्टूडेंट के लिए, मतलब इनफैक्ट जो आजकल की यूथ है उनके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा बेनिफिशियल है, और मुझे लगता है ये हर रोज़ ऐसे प्रोग्राम्स होने चाहिए.
The whole program was so informative and so creative.
As the present generations needs a very vast information regarding the e-resources.
Not only did it introduce to the teacher community to different methods of learning, but it also informed us about the importance of this e-learning and its various methods on the global economy, which is going to be knowledge based.
Apart from that, EMMRC team also holds orientation programs in the center where resource persons from different subjects along with coordinators are invited. Here they are trained and told how to make e-contents in their concerned subjects.
This is firstly for our own society, because our own society, our own students will also get benefited. Then we come to throughout India, this will be taken and you will be known everywhere. Department will be known, students, scholars, staff members, they will be known. And ultimately it will be the repute of our university, the institution. Then it will come to EMMRC as well.
Now the student will get all the facilities, all the lectures and on the various topics of the subject online. He can just click the mouse of the computer and will get the information. Moreover, the second important thing is that we find that sometimes renowned professors or renowned teachers are not available to the students because they are far away from the classroom where the student is reading. So therefore, what we have tried and our object is that to get professors, teachers from the reputed institutions of the country and abroad and ask them to deliver the lectures, and then through the computer and through the electronic media, we disseminate this information to all our students countrywide.
EMMRC has provided us this wonderful opportunity and viable platform where at least we can show what we are, we can show our talent, we can show our potential.
We are interacting with our students in the classroom, it's a small group interaction between teacher and a small group of students, be 30, 40, or sometimes it may go even up 100. Our weaknesses get revealed only to those 100. At the same time, our strengths get exposed, or only those 100 people, they know about our strengths. But once we enter into this type of activity, perform this type of activity, our weaknesses as well as the strengths, they get disseminated at least all over country. So we have to be very careful while formulating all these things. You have to look at each and every dimension of this unique academic activity.
Besides those students who are pursuing the subject of law, they are benefited. But besides that, those of the persons who are not the students of law or who are not pursuing the degree of law, but they are interested to know the various issues regarding the law or the problems which they face in day-to-day life, like environment, like consumer protection, like the penal laws, like the traffic laws, they can just click the link and find out what the law is, how it is applied, and what are the consequences if law is not applied in this proper way. So therefore, I feel that these e-content programs, which the university has started in collaboration with the University Grants Commission, will be beneficial to all the students, especially those who are pursuing the degree of law.
The crux of e-learning is to make understanding of the subject easy and interesting by incorporating video, animations, graphics and text. E-content has now become an inevitable part in the learning system. E-content modules are designed to meet the new challenges in education. Here we come to the end of today's special episode. Drop by our webpage emmrckashmir.com where you can view all our latest photos and videos. You can also send us your valuable suggestions or feedback at our email address quest@emmrckashmir.com. While I sign off and say bye-bye, I leave you here with this week's thought. In order to read what's good, one must make it a condition never to read what's bad. For life is short, and both time and strength limited.